Mr. LaHood to inquire.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Secretary Yellen, welcome. Frankly, Secretary Yellen, I wish you would be here more. With everything going on in the economy, I think this is the second time you've been here in 18 months. Madam Secretary, like so many of my colleagues here today have talked about it, I just spent the last 2 weeks in my district in central and west central Illinois, and the two biggest issues are gas and groceries. That's what everybody talks about. It transcends everything. And you look at what inflation has done, and it's really a tax on the American people. And the people that make the least are the ones that are most affected by it. To highlight this, 2 weeks ago at a gas station in Peoria, Illinois, in my district, Beechler's gas station, we lowered the price of gas with an organization, Americans for Prosperity, to $2.30. That's what it was when the Biden administration came in, was at $2.30. Of course, it's $5.30 now in Peoria, Illinois. And so for 2 hours, we had literally people lined up for miles, 5-mile-long line. And I talked to a lot of those folks, single moms, working families, low-income folks that were filling up with gas, and just extremely frustrated in the level of anxiety and people that are real fearful of what's going on in the economy. And so as I listen to you here today and I look at what's not been done by this administration, it's really perplexing in a lot of ways on whether the administration is tone deaf or unaware or becoming aware of it right now. I go back and I look at what President Obama's Treasury Secretary Larry Summers said, alerting the administration in February of 21 about the fear of this and what was going to happen and why something wasn't done there. So I want to pivot for a second and talk about the budget of the Treasury Department, because that's what we're here today to discuss. As I look at the Biden administration's FY23 budget proposal, the budget proposal includes $4 trillion in tax hikes on U.S. companies, including targeted tax hikes on U.S. energy, as I look at the budget. My question, Secretary Yellen, is hitting U.S. businesses with $4 trillion in tax hikes helpful to lowering the cost of goods for consumers, yes or no?
To the extent that inflation is a matter of demand and supply, some deficit reduction certainly seems like it's appropriate to complement the steps that the Federal Reserve is taking to bring down inflation. But look, gas prices are an enormous problem. You're absolutely right about that. It's an enormous burden on American households. We need to do everything we can to address that, and the president is doing that. It is a global market. Gas prices track global oil prices. Well, this is a problem all over the world.
I understand that, Madam Secretary, and I have limited time. You know, when we look at, again, the work shortage out there, again, can't find enough truck drivers, can't find enough nurses, not enough engineers, mechanics. So again, I look at your budget and trying to figure out how $4 trillion in new taxes is good for the labor market. And then secondly, you know, fuel affects everything, manufacturing, production of food, transportation. I don't think taxes is the path to do that. I know my time has expired. Mr. Chairman, if I could just submit for the record a document from Republican Committee on House Ways and Means titled Mythbuster, No, the Child Tax Credit Doesn't Reduce Poverty by Half, and it discourages work. Thank you.
Ordered. Let the gentlelady respond to that if you'd like, Madam Secretary.
No, it's fine.
Okay. With that, let me recognize the gentleman from